I wanted to ask, okay, so I'm completely at the very beginning level, just starting to get some paintings together,
Okay.
and I have no customers.
Yes.
What do you suggest for somebody like me who is just dying to do this?
Yep. So you're in a little bit of a different spot than the majority of the people that are on this call. 100% of the people on this call have a marketing problem, right? And it's true, but you can't really have the marketing problem until you validate that the art will sell. And what does that mean? You need to sell that work to people, not named Dan, mom, dad, brother, sister, family, friends, okay? Because they will buy things from you. They will lie down in traffic or do anything for you, right? So you have to sell the work to strangers, and you have to sell the work to strangers to make sure that you have a product the market wants. Because if you go and take a product that the market doesn't want and you spend a bunch of time, energy, and effort on the website and marketing and the product won't sell, you're in trouble, right? Now,
Mhm.
early on, um, and certainly in pre-COVID times, and we're pretty much post-COVID now. I mean, for the most part. I mean, God forbid something happens this winter. But the easiest way to do it is a booth at a local show. It can be a farmer's market, the church parking lot, a swap meet, a local art show, wherever you can get. And you put your work on a table and you set up and you sit in the booth 3 hours a day and you have a bunch of conversations. And if you see the work will sell. And early on, you don't know. And not only do you not know, no one can tell you. Okay. Everyone tells me my work is great, Patrick. Great. I'm going to drive down to the ATM with you and you show me the button on the ATM machine that says everything that says my work is great. It doesn't exist, right? There's no button on the ATM machine for likes. There's no button on the ATM machine for comments. There's no button on the ATM machine for shares, or my work was in a juried show, or everyone tells me I should start a business, right? The only button on the ATM machine is the one that spits out cash that you've earned as a result of selling the work, right? So we get that in our head and we know that you have to sell it to strangers, not mom, dad, brother, family. So the shortest way to do that is in person. The next shortest way, and especially this is COVID times, is that concept of a live art show, right? Now, we have a guide. It's now in the chat. It's called the Art Validation Strategy. And so April put that in there. I would follow that. And then I would also say, like, we're human beings, right? We are all of us human beings, and we all are subject to the same frailties. And especially when it comes to artists, okay? And Benny made mention of this a little bit earlier, the self doubt thing creeps in. And so what ends up happening early on is any combination of things. Some people, for the first time, try to sell their art, and their art goes absolutely fantastic, and it sells well. And it's like, okay, you validated you have a product the market wants. All you have to do now is start working on your marketing problem, okay? And then some people will sell okay, but not great, but end up getting commissions. And then they paint the commission, and then, or they photograph the commission, and then the person is like, this is amazing. Now my friend wants one. And all of a sudden they realize whatever they were trying before was the wrong direction, and they figure out a new direction. Some will fall utterly, totally, and completely flat on their face, right? The problem is that we are humans and we don't respond well to criticism, right? We don't respond well to failure. We have these notions of self doubt. And so, a lot of times we will work really hard on our craft and create this thing and then go and try and sell it and then realize nobody wants it, and it'll just destroy us. It'll cripple us. And we will get into a position where my mom and dad were right. This is always just a hobby. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. You'll question your self-worth. You'll question whether or not you're good enough. You'll be like, art just doesn't sell in today's day and age. You look for someone else to blame. All of that is normal, okay? All of that is completely normal. And the most important thing is to retain the mindset that early on the whole thing is just a formula. Okay, it's just a formula. What everyone likes to do is just create whatever inspires them and whatever makes them happy, and that's fantastic. But if you take that to market and it doesn't sell, you have a decision to make. Am I trying to make a business out of this, or do I want to have a hobby? If you want to have a hobby, that's all good, right? It's a hobby. It's always going to be there for creative release, and it's fantastic. But if you want a business out of it, sometimes you have to create what the market wants. And one of the things that infuriates me about the education all of you guys have gotten in art school or photography school is they don't ever tell you about the greats that made it. And one of the stats that I love is that Pablo Picasso, when he died, in his inventory, a man at the tail end of his life that could have sold a used piece of Kleenex with his signature on it for $1 million, he had 45,000 unsold works in his inventory when he died. 45,000. And you look at that and you realize that even a guy as famous, as incredible as him, do you know how many times he fired an arrow and missed? Do you think he quit and just hung his brush up and said, I'm not going to do this? No, he just kept shooting and shooting and shooting. And every once in a while he'd hit a bullseye. And those would be his biggest series and his biggest piece times. And so the encouragement is that, don't let the self-doubt get in there and plague you, tell you that you're not good enough. A lot of times what you constantly have to be doing is listening to the feedback the market will give you and pivoting and trying new things and finding a direction that works. And that's a huge part of being a successful artist too.
Thank you very much. No, that was a great answer.
Okay, good.
Because I'm really not sure how, if anything will sell, but I just love doing the painting. But 45,000, I did not know that.
I know.
That's incredible.
I know. And that's the thing that infuriates me. Like, why the hell aren't they teaching that in art school, right? Like, they teach you all these wonderful things about all the periods and all the greats and all the, the trials and tribulations and the different styles and everything else. And they don't ever teach you how to actually make a damn business out of your talent. That part infuriates me, but that's also, I suppose, at the end of the day, why we exist. So there you go. Created an opportunity.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, what's up, YouTube? Thanks for checking out the Q&A. What if you have your own question? First, you can leave me a comment below on this YouTube video. I see them. I will respond. Number two, definitely encourage you to subscribe. It's very easy to do. There's some fancy motion graphics going across the screen now. But there's a subscribe button. There's a bell button. You'll know when we're live. You can come on and say, Patrick, I have a question, even from your YouTube app, which is super handy. And then the third is 3 times weekly, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, free Zoom calls. We call them the Art Business Workshops. There's going to be a link directly below me in this description. You can sign up. They're free. You can come answer your question, which I'm sure will be awesome. And I will do my measure best to make sure my advice is slightly better than marginal. No, but in all seriousness, I'll take a crack at answering it. Thanks for checking out this video.